are at Independence Park. Jamaica and Panama getting set to open up their World Cup qualifying accounts. First round of CONCACAF between Jamaica and Panama next on beIN Sports. Kingston, Jamaica, as we start off CONCACAF World Cup qualifying for Russia 2018 here on beIN Sports. Jamaica getting set to square off against Panama here at Independence Park on what is a hot and humid night. Normal conditions for Kingston, Jamaica, though. As we're about to get underway here, Gino Fuentes alongside Matteo Bonetti. Two teams coming into this particular match struggling just a bit. Jamaica, losers of 3 of their last 4 contests, including a 3-0 defeat to Korea in their last outing. Panama, losers of 4 in a row coming into this, both trying to turn things around and gain some early momentum in the CONCACAF push.
Absolutely, Gino. The dream of Russia 2018 starts here as we take a look at the lineup for experienced manager Vinny Schaefer. Barnes and Maddox will lead the line in this 4-4-2. It's going to be Mariapa, Morgan, Hector, Lawrence in the back, and watch out for Giles Barnes, the Houston Dynamo man. And meanwhile, for Panama, Blas Perez will be leading the line. It's Jose Calderon in between the pipes, not Jaime Pinedo. Machado, Baloy, Dixon, and Enriquez, the back 4, and then a few technical midfielders have been experimenting with a 4-5-1 in practices leading up to this match here in Kingston, Panama. Obviously trying to play more emphasis in the midfield, trying to stifle Jamaica's possession game here at home, as they will be expected to hold on to a majority of the possession, Gino. But more importantly for Jamaica, they were hardly convincing in that 2-legged affair against Nicaragua, where they lost 3-2 at home and then had to go to Nicaragua to win 2-0. To get to this point, it was a very tight affair, and throughout large portions of both matches, Gino, Nicaragua looked like the better side.
And that's what Jamaica is dealing with. The Reggae Boys coming into this matchup without their head coach, Winfried Schaefer, suspended for 1 match. Miguel Coley will be the man in charge on the bench here as the 2 captains for either side. Felipe Baloy and Rudolph Alston meeting at the center of the pitch. Your head official for tonight, Mexican official crew, Robert Garcia Orozco, will be the man in charge with the whistle. This should be an interesting affair, Mateo. We mentioned that both of them not playing their best coming in, but they do need to get off to a good start here in Group B.
Absolutely, and perhaps a bit long gone now, the golden generation of Panama, but do they have what it takes to qualify for the World Cup? We know how difficult it is in CONCACAF. So much parity across the board, and right now playing in hostile territory. And for Jamaica, a lot of these players ply their trade either in North America or in England throughout the various divisions. A few players with Premier League experience, a few others playing in the 2nd division, the Championship in England. But right now, Jamaica have really done well at the back. It is a solid and physical back line, very athletic going forward, and the 2 MLS strikers in Maddox and Giles Barnes to lead the line with a midfield with several of those that can really play the box-to-box role, get forward, and also help out on the defensive end. And Rudy Austin being one of them. Also the creativity and flair from Joby McAnuff, the 34-year-old veteran. There's plenty of skill from these Reggae Boys, and we saw it as well in the Copa America. The group stage, they show that they can go toe-to-toe with any opposition.
Perhaps the biggest improvement in this Jamaican squad over the past year or so has been their defense. They've been very adept at keeping the opposition to 2 goals, 1 goal. They've been doing really well in that part, and it's aided them usually, or rather I should say historically, Jamaica has a history of giving up goals very fast, very athletic. And we'll see if they can take advantage of that today. We are underway here at Independence Park. Panama in the all-red kits, going left to right on your screen. Jamaica in the yellow tops, the black shorts, the yellow socks, going right to left. The Reggae Boys. It's Jamaica and Panama here. Once again, Gino Fuentes alongside Matteo Bonetti. here in Kingston, Jamaica. You mentioned that golden generation for Panama, Mateo. This is probably by all accounts their last chance with this generation to make any push for a World Cup. The country has never reached the World Cup, and it's been an elusive goal for the past 10, 15 years or so with this quote-unquote golden generation that seems to be really coming to a close. Blas Perez and Blas Perez is the key figure among them, 38 years of age, 34 years of age, still playing at a high level with FC Dallas, but how long can that continue, really? Luis Tejada, also another striker who's missing this contest with a 2-match ban from the Mexico match at the end of the Gold Cup, also advanced in age, and those are their two best players going forward.
Now let's see the kind of service that Panama do provide for Blas Perez. An excellent goal-to-game ratio, 38 goals at the international level and just under 100 caps.
And as you see, Costa Rica-Haiti getting underway as well. We'll keep you updated on that throughout the match. If there are any goals, we'll bring those to you. We'll bring you the replays or any key plays that may occur in that contest.
It was Vinny Schaefer, Gino, that said that Jamaica could win so many matches through the set piece every single time that they're able to line up behind a free kick. Have so many tall players who can get forward and really dominate in the air. Michael Hector being one of them. Wasn't too impressed with him in those 2 legs against Nicaragua. Let's see if he's gone past that. Michael Hector, the 23-year-old from Reading. As we mentioned, that link between one of these Jamaican players being born overseas in England.
Battle for possession right now, going back and forth. This is going to be awarded to Panama on the play. Well, in the 13 counters between these two countries, Jamaica has often come up on the short end of the stick. In fact, since their first matchup in November of 1969, just 2 victories for this Jamaican squad against Panama. Otherwise, a long list of failures. And really only in the last few years has Jamaica really started putting talent on the pitch. They do have that 1 World Cup appearance. But overall, in qualifying over the years, 98 matches played, 36 wins, 36 losses, and 26 draws. So they've been sort of right down the middle, 500 all the way through. Right now, working the possession. In the middle of the park, spreading this around. Aloy on the ball now. 44 years of age. Playing his soccer at Atlas these days in Mexico. There's Richard Dixon, 23-year-old, sends this one up the pitch, but bounces off his intended target, and Panama now forced into defensive mode. And that's one of the weaknesses right there that Miguel Coley, the assistant coach, recognized from his squad. On one-on-ones, Jamaica just not really up to snuff, particularly on the wings. They do have the speed and the athleticism, but not really the technical skill.
Well, take a look at the speed and athleticism for Jamaica, the way they're closing down the spaces, that high pressure, trying to limit the time on the ball to a technical Panama side that likes to keep possession. How they fare in this very physical contest. You saw right there the challenge coming in. Alberto Quintero, just a little nudge into it. Gareth McCleary, a lot of those midfielders for Jamaica, so industrious. They will work to track back, help out the defense. Even Giles Barnes, see him tracking back to the midfield, trying to kickstart the attack.
So a free kick opportunity now for Los Canaleros. One sent right to the top of the 18-yard box, headed back. This match, by the way, is having an impact on the MLS playoffs. There's a loose ball here is corralled. There are a number of players, particularly Kamar Lawrence of the New York Red Bulls, Javon Watson, and Blas Perez of FC Dallas, who are involved in this contest, one for either side. They will be missing the first leg of their respective encounters. To the midfield now, Quintero pushing forward. Ball sent up front. Blas Perez trying to get back to the ball, but can't quite get there.
Yeah, plenty of pace there. Kamar Lawrence closing down the space. A bit of a heavy touch in for Blas Perez, trying to release him. But Kamar Lawrence closes down the space so quickly and gets there right before Blas Perez. Older legs for the number 7, the 34-year-old from FC Dallas. And then the clear foul push off in the back of the very speedy Kamar Lawrence. But once again, that's what makes it so difficult to play against the Reggae Boys, the way they close down those spaces. They don't give you much time on the ball. This sort of physical style, very much their brand of football.
We're also keeping an eye on Guatemala and Trinidad and Tobago starting their second half just now. And again, if we have any updates in that one, we'll keep you updated. It's the CONCACAF World Cup qualification process here on BN Sports. Round 1 action getting underway. One is sent up the park. Finds its way all the way to the other side of the pitch. Jose Calderon, 30 years old, is for Platense. Goalkeeper is going to take his time with this one. Mondo Cooper pushing it forward for Pimentel, but turned over by Jamaica. Let's see if they can keep possession here. This one put out of play. We'll stay with the Reggae Boys. Wes Morgan, the 31-year-old defender from Leicester City. Leicester City having a pretty decent start to the season in the EPL. And Wes Morgan has been credited with a big part of that defensively.
Pretty decent. It's been one of the best stories, Gino, in the top 5 European leagues. Incredible work there from Claudio Ranieri.
Makinov trying to get on the ball there. Can't stay on it, though. And now, Pimentel getting involved along the sideline. He's 24 years of age, Pimentel. Blas Perez, the veteran, gets shoved down from behind, and that's going to draw a free kick.
Look here, Blas Perez playing with his back to goal. A little bit too much from behind. It's from the captain, Rudy Austin, the midfield enforcer. He's the one that will stay back when all the other ones go forward. Next Leeds United.
This one sent in over the top, just a bit too high, drifts into the waiting hands of Dwayne Kerr, and Kerr gets it back out into the field of play in a hurry. Making their way up the sideline. Giles Barnes, there's too much speed, not enough control there, turns it over. Panama with a chance to counter here. Defense, though, staying in position for the Reggae Boys. Javon Watson now works this to the outside. Makinov going at it there on the sidelines. Going to be a matchup to keep an eye on throughout the contest. And Dario Gomez. Blas Perez never gets back to that one. Coming up on 10 minutes gone here in Kingston. Still waiting for our first goal.
Very well done, Wes Morgan. Great anticipation there, just reading the pass, cutting it out before it arrives to the foot of Blas Perez. He's been in great form, hasn't he? Wes Morgan, alongside the much younger Michael Hector. That is quite the tandem at the back in front of Dwayne Kerr, a goalkeeper that will take risks. Seen it before, sometimes a bit unnecessary, and can put his side in a pretty perilous situation. You have so much pace as well, though. Jamaica out wide. See Kamara Lawrence getting forward. Mariappa, Cleary. Love creating that width.
But in addition to that pace, they do have some muscle. Really, the only area where they're truly lacking is in department. Played out to the wing, Panama. Sending this one forward, trying to get Blas Perez involved. And once again, the battle between Wes Morgan and Blas Perez rages on here in the corner. The shoving match. And eventually the referee has to put a stop to it.
Going into these meaty challenges. Saw the elbow extended. Blas Perez trying to push off Wes Morgan. A hulking center back, just trying to hold off the veteran striker, and referee had seen enough. So he was pinned down to a corner, Wes Morgan. You see Blas Perez not shying away from that contact. That's going to be a very interesting matchup to keep your eyes on throughout this match.
You know, like any national team coach, Vinny Schaefer has come under criticism for not playing more of the homegrown talent, more of the players from the league. And like many a coach, usually, especially when playing for a country the size of Jamaica where the league is not as developed, well, he wants his players to earn call-ups to European leagues. And that's a reason why many of his players are playing abroad. He says that the local league doesn't really do a very good job in getting players ready for international play. Can't argue with the results. Jamaica having one of their best stretches in recent times. But you hear a lot of that from the likes of Jurgen Klinsmann as well with the United States national team. And the chance here, that came oh so close to going the way of the Reggae Boys. Darren Maddox bearing down there, and Darren Maddox is one to watch. He has scored in Jamaica's last 4 competitive games.
Look to be clearly offside, though. They're going to look for Darren Maddox. Let's take another. Oh, yeah, just slightly offside. You see that left foot of his in an offside position. Couldn't get by. It's Richard Dixon. Was the man that got him off and is looking to play that pace up front. Jamaica, those midfielders will launch a lot of those through balls. But what we saw in that two-legged affair against Nicaragua, Gino, so many crosses in, trying to exploit Jamaica's size advantage. Probably see that here today. It is the style that Vinny Schaefer wants to employ. As they get forward, just whip the cross in.
Then forward again. Trying to release Pimentel up there, top of the formation. Blas Perez is a lone striker, but you'll see a lot of players come up from the midfield to help for Panama. Out of play. We do have some further contests for you in this international break. USA taking on Trinidad and Tobago, a new generation with the same goal, World Cup qualification. Join us here pitchside in Trinidad and Tobago as the USA looks to tame the Soca Warriors. That coming your way Tuesday on the 17th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You come up on the 15-minute mark here in Independence Park. This one finds the waiting arms of Jose Calderon, and he'll take his time putting it back into play. It's going to be interesting to see how Panama approaches this. Luis Tejada, usually a big offensive focus for Los Canaleros, still missing with that 2-game suspension from the Gold Cup. And now Armando Cooper, one of the players charged with providing some more offense, sends this one in off the hands of Dwayne Kerr, but he does keep it under control.
That was great work, Armando Cooper. Lovely little feint to his left and cuts it back out wide to send the cross in, but reacted very quickly, Dwayne Kerr. There was no one in his immediate vicinity. Just needed that ball to fly into that far corner where he could have Blas Perez waiting at the far post, ready to pounce, but quick reflexes there. Dwayne Kerr just reading the flight of the ball and comes out to safely snatch it away from the air.
Speaking of Blas Perez, this is his 99th cap for the national team. So Tuesday, if he were to play again, it would be a nice round number for the veteran. It would be his 100th cap with the national team. Leads all forwards on the current call-up.
And so much experience as well for Blas Perez. When you take a look at his career, Gino has really been everywhere. Really started out being prolific at Centauros, then moved to Deportivo Cali, followed a move to Hércules, team in Spain. That has bounced around in La Liga and La Segunda as well, and ever since then, various loans to Pachuca, Al Wasl, now playing at FC Dallas, where he has quite a formidable...
FC Dallas in the midst of the MLS playoffs right now. They'll have to do the first leg without Blas Perez, of course, here with the national team. The FC Dallas squad is very, very talented, aside from Blas, and didn't have too much trouble in that first leg. Armando Cooper turning this one around, 27 years of age. Plays locally for Árabe Unido. Right now, Darren Maddox not getting many chances. They're doing a good job of keeping it away from him. And that is the danger man going forward these days for Jamaica. Fed into the open space. Blas turns around. Well defended.
Fine cross there, Adolfo Machado getting forward on that right-hand side. He sees the run from Blas Perez, who gets right in front of Michael Hector. There's the run. What a ball that is as well, and settles that first time. Doesn't take the shot on the volley. Would have been quite a skill from that angle, and then just gets closed down by Michael Hector. It's that extra touch, Gino, which allows Michael Hector to make the interception, headed away from the danger zone.
Panama again working the flanks here. Chance to fire one on net for Armando Cooper. It's blocked. Comes right back to Cooper. Cooper has another go. Just wide.
Sometimes so tough for the goalkeepers, those low bouncing shots with plenty of pace behind him, and luckily for Dwayne Kerr, that wasn't in between the pipes. It's difficult for the goalkeepers to judge the trajectory of the ball. Kerr takes that bounce right in front of them. Always hear it.
These two teams pretty evenly matched if you want to compare FIFA rankings as well. 61 and 65th in the world. And now, Panama shredding the center midfield of Jamaica. Back inside to Cooper. Cooper's been the focal point in the center of the park for Panama. Coley looking on. Perhaps making mental notes, seeing what he could change. This match, though, still in its early stages. Back enough. Heads forward. Trying to keep Maddox involved here. Maddox makes a move to the right, but you saw that second defender focused in there to cut him off.
Haven't really been in control so far, the home side. Matter of fact, it's been Panama creating the more dangerous opportunities. That last one through Blas Perez, sending the fullbacks forward even though they're in hostile territory, showing a willingness to attack Panama. Right now, all those midfielders are able to keep control of the ball. They're able to swing the ball around and just try to find Blas Perez into a good position in and around the box.
Panama creeping forward. Pimentel tried a fancy back heel looking for Cooper, but never finds its intended target. Mariapa sends this one up the pitch, and I think Darren Maddox just took a shot to the jaw there, holding his nose. it is hot and humid out there. Perhaps Jamaica playing a little rope-a-dope, trying to tire out Panama, although I doubt it. They do seem fairly settled in their defensive shape. Cooper over to Beloy. Machado. Now you can see the forwards for Jamaica starting to give some chase here. Look out wide, trying to send this one up the flanks. Chance here into the box. Pimentel settles it, shoots for the far post, just misses.
Had two options there. Pimentel at the near post, and then Blas Perez making the run to the far post and decides to go short. And then Blas Perez just trying to make the room, but didn't look like there really was an angle for that pass. And just going for goal is Valentin Pimentel. Narrow angle though, trying to hit that far bottom corner, keeping it low and really driving it with plenty of pace behind it. It's covered well though by Kemar Lawrence. Blas Perez, it's the man that they're always looking to target once they do get forward Panama into the final third.
Dwayne Kirk sends this up the pitch, 2/3 of the way. Headed out along the far sideline.
Really unable to hold possession so far. 22 minutes in Jamaica having trouble stringing together 3 passes in a row, putting Josh Barnes and Darren Maddox into a good position to take a crack on Jose Calderon, the goalkeeper.
Remember, this is just the first round of action here in Group B, a group that also contains Costa Rica and Haiti. Jamaica will play Haiti on Tuesday. Costa Rica will travel to Panama. Right now the Reggae boys coming forward. McAnuff pulls it back, sends the cross into the box. Too many Panamanian defenders in the way though. Maddox comes back to meet the ball and he picks up a foul.
That's a bit better now from the Reggae boys, able to send the fullback forward. You saw Kemar Lawrence linking up with Joby McAnuff there on that left-hand side and looking to send that cross in. That's snuffed out by Panama. That's what they need, Jamaica. Second they lose possession, everyone hounding on the man in possession, closing down those spaces.
Back underway here. Just in case you're unfamiliar with how this works at this stage in qualifying, it's pretty simple. 3 groups, A, B, and C, 4 teams per group. The top 2 teams in each group go to the final hexagonal. And that will determine the final teams to advance from CONCACAF to the World Cup.
It's really going to be a tough group, isn't it? This Group B. Costa Rica, Panama, Haiti, and Jamaica. We know Haiti, that flair that they do possess. Great individual talent. Obviously, Costa Rica, one of the tougher teams to beat in CONCACAF. This is going to be a group where really you can choose any 2 teams, just pick from a straw. It's so difficult to predict, Gino.
No dominant team really in this group. They're all sort of grouped in the same FIFA ranking, in the same rank in the Confederation as well. It's going to be any given day kind of group. As this one lost in the midfield, this will turn back over to Panama. In case you're unfamiliar with the setup of the other groups, Group A contains Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador, and Canada. No easy walk there either. As for the U.S., perhaps the easiest road in the 3 groups. They get Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who they beat 6-1 earlier tonight, and Guatemala in that group as well. And I'm hearing we have a goal in the Guatemala-Costa Rica game. Justin Gamboa. Let's see if we can get those images to you in just a moment. Here's a look at the play. Christian Gamboa with the goal. Loose ball. Goalkeeper unable to handle it. Costa Rica out in front. Los Ticos in the lead.
That's the fullback getting forward. Just the parry from the goalkeeper. This shot from just the edge of the box. Nice little combination from Costa Rica. A lot of power behind that one, but there the goalkeeper has to do better. I believe that's Johnny Placide in between the pipes for 80. But what a clever combination that is. And then Gamboa just there to pick up the scraps, and already has the goalkeeper going to ground. Fairly routine finish.
This one fed into the box for the Reggae Boys. Wes Morgan chasing it down on the other side. Loose ball, Pimentel on it right now. And he secures it for Los Canaleros. Hard header there. Blas Perez feeling the effects. About halfway through the first period here. Panama on the ball the majority of the first 25 minutes or so. Jamaica has had a few forays forward, but they appear to be biding their time. Over the top again, Pimentel trying to outrun Kerr to the ball. Kerr gets there first. Jamaica runners up at the 2015 CONCACAF Gold Cup, champion of the 2014 Caribbean Cup. Panama third place in that Gold Cup. Settled by Machado, the 30-year-old Saprissa man, over to Pimentel. Pimentel's been all over the pitch here in the first 27 minutes or so. Loose ball, still battling for possession. Gomez gets a touch to it, sent forward again. There's Pimentel. And it's funny because he's listed as a holding midfielder in the formations given to us prior to the match. He's been everywhere from the top of the formation to back with the defenders. Aloy. Cooper dispossessed. Chance for the Reggae Boys to capitalize here. Austin on the ball. Marauding midfielder. Centers it. Gets it to Javon Watson, who sprays it out wide. Mariapa. Forward. Into the 18-yard box and finally cleared away by Panama.
Have to be more careful in possession. Panama given away cheaply, leads to the short field, but we saw Miles Austin, under Rudy Austin, he doesn't pull the trigger right away. Doesn't like his option.
And this one is called offside. Darren Maddox thought he had broken through. Here it is again. Yep. Too far ahead of the play.
Clearly offside. Linesman, good spot to see it. Doesn't even think about it. Flag goes up right away. Going back to that play, Austin had two men inside the box, decides to pull it back instead of just whipping it in. That is the main strength, Gino, for Jamaica. One of those headers, once those crosses do come in, they'll try to keep a steady stream going from both wide positions. Love sending the fullbacks forward.
Reggae Boys, one of the better CONCACAF stories of the summer. Sure, they went down to Copa America. They lost all three of their matches, but 1-0 in all those matches, and they acquitted themselves a lot better than many people thought. Again, both these teams ran into Mexico in the Gold Cup, and Gold Cup champions Mexico, speaking of them, they will continue their World Cup quest, and they chase their first road win under new coach Juan Carlos Osorio. We'll have touchline reports and the full match live when El Tri travel to Honduras on Tuesday. And again, that'll be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on beIN Sports. 30 minutes gone now. Still a feeling out process between these two squads. Hey, we're hearing there's a goal in the Trinidad matchup. Kaleem Highland getting the goal in that contest. We'll get those images to you in just a moment. So here's a look at the goal. Guatemala and Trinidad and Tobago in the second half at this point. There it is. A shot to the far post, and Trinidad and Tobago out in front.
No questions about the goalkeeper here, Gino. Looks like it took a deflection, this shot from Island. Yeah, to take that deflection and just knock it right into that bottom far corner. And in our match right here, Jamaica, Panama, he's getting a bit out of hand. Complaining up with the foul on Armando Cooper, the midfielder. Let's see if we can get a replay and see exactly what happened. Right now, it is quite a tussle, and the referee has to make sure that this game doesn't get out of hand so early into the contest. Been a fairly clean match so far, but so much at stake, and you're bound to see tempers flaring, a lot of tough challenges going in.
You can see a good job there by Felipe Baloy, the captain, pulling his teammates out of the mix.
Yep, that's what he's there for, but the player that is down is number 11, Armando Cooper, the 27-year-old who plays at Árabe Unido, domestically in Panama. Referee just telling everyone, calm down.
It's a good chance for a water break. We'll get a yellow card here on Austin.
And we know we've seen Rudy Austin, Gino, through the years, and he's not a malicious player. He is that hard man in the midfield. He's not going to shy away from a challenge. So take a look here at what exactly happened. Well, you saw that he's swinging around his arms. Was there contact, though, with that elbow? No, there's no contact there. Armando Cooper makes a meal out of it. It is dangerous play, though, from Rudy Austin. And you can see even Blas Perez telling him, we all saw the elbow swung around, and had that made contact, Gino,
that's a big man.
That would have been quite dangerous for Armando Cooper. So you can see that Panama players definitely do have a reason to take exception. Just wildly swinging the arms like that. Obviously looking for the contact there, Austin. A bit naughty from the captain. Actually not the kind of behavior you want to see from the man who's your vocal leader on the pitch.
Well, there is an intensity issue right now. Jamaica haven't been the better of these two sides, at least not through the first 33 minutes. I would imagine both these sides trying to break through for the first goal of the contest in the conditions. It is very, very humid out there. Caribbean conditions, although it should not affect Panama. Even closer to the equator. Loose ball. Morgan goes over to put it out of play and allow everyone to get back into their defensive positions. Adolfo Machado getting set to what looks to be a long throw-in attempt into the 18-yard box, and in fact into the 6-yard box, and not too far off.
What a header that would have been. It's Pimentel, and who's shown himself throughout the pitch, but this time it's a long throw-in, almost like a corner kick, and then just trying that backwards header as he was right in between two defenders.
Small heart attacks along that defensive line for Jamaica.
That one really would have caught Dwayne Kerr by surprise, but it just chips it right over the crossbar. It's not too far off, though, from Pimentel. It's a fine chance for Panama.
The one issue this Jamaican side has had is consistently getting goals. And they're finding it hard to even get possession right now.
Second time we've seen this today, Gino, holding on to possession way too long, right in front of that back line. We see how quick the Jamaican players are to pounce, and nearly given away, and that would have been a very short field going one-on-one against Jose Calderon. Need to be more responsible in that area. Just get rid of the ball. Don't take that extra touch. No need to mess around. Just get it up the field.
In the center of the park. Aloy. This one forward, and again Kirk have an opportunity to take his time with it. Not even sure what you do if you're Jamaica. Got your players out there, your first choice squad. Just ineffective. Giles Barnes and Darren Maddox have been starved for most of the first half. While Panama, on the other side, is having success in finding Blas Perez. Blas Perez has not been in a position to get a shot off in most instances. Turned over again. McAnuff. Full head of steam going forward. Being caught up and dispossessed by Gabriel Gomez. Pimentel.
What a challenge that is. Plenty of meat behind that one, right on Pimentel.
Kamar Lawrence with the sliding tackle.
And nothing dirty about that, just a very hard challenge there. It's all the ball.
One of three members of this Jamaican side to
Great
their
first
trade
touch.
in MLS. Pimentel. Oh, I should say. Quintero out on the wing. Forward, now Pimentel on the ball. Pimentel looking for a shot. Chooses to lay it off to Gomez. Gomez over the top. Blas Perez. This one's put out of play by the defender, Wes Morgan.
It's fine movement there, Blas Perez. He asked for the ball, turned around, made the run in between the two defenders. They're just trying to chest it down and take it on the volley. Lovely little chip over the defender, right into stride. He had Wes Morgan beat by 1 or 2 steps, but that chested down allows Morgan to get back in position and get it away. It's a fine run, though. Real poacher's instinct from Blas Perez.
So corner kick now, Armando Cooper to take it. For Panama. Oh, far post, saved by Kerr, and then quickly swept away by the Panamanian defense. Or I should say the Jamaican defense.
Felipe Paloy on the header, near post, heads it down. Doesn't try to go for the top corner, just trying to push it down. And Dwayne Kerr, it's a big frame, but he gets it all down in time and has that near post covered.
Watson gets a touch to it. It's cleared away. Panama once again keeping the pressure on here at the end of the first half. Watson loses it out of play. Here's another look at the corner.
That's a well-taken corner. Swinging to the outside, the header coming in from Paloy. It's at that near post, but still has a lot to do. Dwayne Kerr to get down and cover that angle. And luckily for Jamaica, he has a defender ready to sweep the ball away. So many times with those parries that are so short, only a few yards in front of the goalkeeper. You see that second attempt by the opposition to comfortably get it by the goalkeeper.
Darren Maddox approaching Calderon in net to put some pressure on him. Back out into the field of play. Baloy sends a long ball forward. Blas Perez gets ahead to it. Ball finally settles for Enrique. Over the top, looking for Blas Perez again. Blas Perez with a touch to get it over the defender. Pimentel forward for Blas Perez. Perhaps offside. It looked to be the case. He's looking over at the sideline official. Here it is again.
First touch, I think that is offside. Almost dangerous play as well. The high boot from Blas Perez nearly catching the face of the defender, Kamar Lawrence. It was offside. Called 2 fouls, though.
Still plenty of action left to go here on this international break weekend. And we have another goal from Trinidad. We'll get a look at that in just a moment. Still scoreless here in Independence Park. Aaron Johns getting the goal for Trinidad and Tobago on the road here. And a beautiful goal at that on the volley.
That's Kenwin Jones, Gino. Big experience, number 9. He was great to watch at the Gold Cup. Lovely delivery into big Kenwin. And then how about that for a finish? That is world class with the right boot.
Kenwin Jones, sorry. Mariappa pulls down the player. He's going to get a yellow card for this. It's an obvious pull down. No card. Keeps it in his pocket. What do you think, Mateo?
Oh, he's pulling him back. You saw grabbing onto the kid as the player had blown right by him. It's always going to be whistled a foul. Anytime you make that motion and grab onto the kid, extend both those arms forward and pull back, the referee's in a good position. It'll be a foul, more tactical foul this time, but sets up this very dangerous set-piece opportunity.
Just outside the 18-yard box here.
It's going to be swung in, very tight angle to go for goal, but you never know.
Cooper on the free kick. Far post, and a beautiful strike from just outside the 18. It doesn't get much prettier than this. Panama, Los Canaleros, ahead at Independence Park.
Well, it's nearly an impossible angle. But the impossible comes true here in Kingston. What a set piece that is. Dwayne Kerr expecting the ball to be floated in. All the options getting forward. The defenders all muddled inside the box, but going right for goal. Take a look at that. That is world class from the set piece. Excellent outside of the box. It's the narrowest of angles. And Dwayne Kerr, the goalkeeper, absolutely bamboozled. He didn't expect it to be going to the far post. Still had everything to do. What a goal. And it's Armando Cooper, the midfielder. Finds the top corner. And from that position, almost impossible, Gino. Who was saying before the kick was taken, surely he's not going to go for goal. I think Dwayne Kerr was thinking the exact same thing.
The audacity it takes to go far post with a guy the size of Kerr in net with that kind of an angle. Wow. What a way to get the scoring started.
Oh, it is audacious, and there's a little flair of superstardom there in that boot of Armando Cooper.
Well then. So 1-0 here. Panama. We're going to break a 4-match winless run.
Gino, the last few matches, though, this Jamaica side has looked so different than the one that we saw at both the Copa America and then the Gold Cup to a certain extent.
They've had a few defenders miss out, creating some inconsistencies in defense.
Oh, still, I think with this current starting 11, Gino, really look like they're underperforming at home. It's been Panama, the side that's looked most threatening.
We invite you to stay tuned at the end of the first half. The Volkswagen halftime show coming your way. We'll get you updated on all that's going on around CONCACAF and CONMEBOL, getting some halftime highlights from this matchup. Got to see that Armando Cooper free kick again. We'll get another look at that Kenwin Jones volley goal from Trinidad and Tobago. Just a one goal here thus far, although the Reggae Boys with a chance from the free kick right now. Off the one-man wall. Skied looks like...
How's that not a handball?
Well, the officials didn't catch it. The crowd heard it. 2 minutes to be added on here at the end of the first half. Let's get another look at this one.
The ball's floated into the air, and there's another foul from earlier. Went over the top. But this is what we really want to take a look at, Gino. What a free kick that was. Nearly impossible angle, has everything to do. The goalkeeper in a central position. Almost looks like Dwayne Kerr reacts late as well. He's never expecting that one to go for that top corner.
You were shocked.
Incredible. But had so much pace behind it, got all of his angles right, the pace, the placement, the curve, everything was there. He couldn't have struck it any better. That is as good a free kick as you will ever see in international football. Absolutely incredible.
Still a minute left to go here in stoppage time. Pretty much all Panama here in the first half. Cooper with a chance to make it 2. Into the box, loose ball, shot for the near post, rather tame.
That was the right idea. Just that little nudge back, but trying to go for that side-footed finish and doesn't get enough behind it. Either way, it's right into the path this time of Dwayne Kerr. Just trying to get Blas Perez involved. He's been in really good position so far. I've really enjoyed watching his movement to try to confuse those Jamaican defenders and get by them, but just hasn't really been able to get that clear-cut opportunity to take a shot at the goalkeeper. And we know that once he does, has a very good goal ratio. Clinical striker, Blas Perez.
Barnes coming back deep into the midfield to get involved here for Jamaica. Loose ball. Panama trying to win possession. Rudy Austin secures the ball for Jamaica, and that's going to do it for the first half here. Panama with a brilliant free kick from Armando Cooper, and that is the difference so far.
Panama's been the better side here in Kingston, no doubt about it. And we saw a wonder goal that will surely make the rounds all over the world.
Take a break. We'll be back with more. You're watching Jamaica-Panama on beIN Sports. Total 4-1 in terms of shots on target, and Mateo, Panama looking good.
Looking very good. They've come here to Kingston and they've really dictated this entire match so far. They've created most of the opportunities, if not all of them, and been very disappointed with Jamaica. This is just a continuation of what we saw from the Reggae Boys after that two-legged affair against Nicaragua, where they just nearly got to this stage. You know, it could have easily been Nicaragua right here.
Players out on the pitch for the start of the second half. They'll switch ends of the field here for the second period. As you can see, Panama lining up on the right side of the field from your perspective. They'll be in the all reds. Jamaica in the yellow tops, the black shorts, the yellow socks. They'll be going left to right on your screen here. So what has to change in the second half, Mateo? Is there any way that Jamaica can turn the tables here?
Absolutely. I mean, I thought that they would really give a hard time to Panama, who several times they've been a bit error-prone at the back and giving away possession easily. And Jamaica just haven't been able to hold possession. They need to commit to playing a more attacking brand.
Underway now in the second half from Independence Park on a muggy night. Normal Jamaican conditions. 80 degrees, 80% humidity. Nothing Panama can't handle.
You know, we've barely seen Josh Barnes and Maddox in any sort of position, and that's not really down to them. It's more down to the midfield and their inability to just string together more than a few passes in a row.
Well, that's one thing that Panama has done throughout this contest. They've had 5 midfielders pretty much clogging things up, overwhelming the 4 of Jamaica, particularly in the center of the park. Blas Perez has been the lone striker up top, but he's getting a lot of help out of the midfield. Right now, the Reggae Boys. Lawrence gets this in. Maddox trying to get back to the ball. Good defense.
Oh, that was very physical defense. Felipe Baloy and Maddox in a wrestling match, but both players holding on to one another.
Austin drops it back all the way. Chance to come forward now for Panama. Hard hit there, though. Michael Hector commits the foul. Alberto Quintero goes down on the play. Guatemala and Trinidad and Tobago match has gone final, by the way. Trinidad and Tobago 2-1 winners. stoppage in play here. As Kamar Lawrence is down on the far sideline for Jamaica. That late goal in the Guatemala game scored by Carlos Mejia of Guatemala, scoring it in stoppage time. Not enough, though. Armando Cooper makes his way toward the ball. Scored a spectacular free kick toward the end of the first half. This one's going to be just a bit farther away. I'll have to float this one in over the top. Movement there from Quintero. Trying to see what the defense does. He's going far post, looking for Baloy. Too close to the goalkeeper, though, and Kerr has it. Well, we do have more action coming for you on the international break on Tuesday, but after that, the greatest players on earth, the biggest battle in sports. Real Madrid will look to close the gap on table-topping Barcelona in the first Clásico of the season. Grab a ringside seat Saturday, November 21st, right here on beIN Sports. It'll be next weekend. Kerr puts this one back into play. Out of bounds. This will go over to Panama. Cooper. Now out to the wing. Machado. Gomez and then Baloy, the team captain. Blas Perez asked for it.
Just slightly overhit. Blas Perez won't get those legs moving fast enough to reach onto that one, but see Panama continually trying to find Blas Perez into a position of danger. They've come so close to allowing Perez to take a shot on goal, but several times he's taken that extra touch and allowed either one of the two center backs for Jamaica to close down the space and prevent Perez from going for goal. It's not far off for scoring more than 40 goals, Perez, with his national team. What an incredible record.
Current leading scorer in this particular call-up for Panama. Long throw-in coming here from Mariapa. Into the 18-yard box. Loose. Easily handled by the Panamanian defense. As Enrique clears it out of the box. Austin now. Puts a touch on it for Jamaica. Blas Perez. Applying some pressure up top. He forces the turnover here. More or less how Panama likes to go about their business. 1-0, a typical result for them. And again, right now, the inconsistencies in Jamaica's offense showing up here. Intel. Now forward. Godoy. Sends it out wide. Quintero. Sends the cross into the box. Oh. Finds its way over the head of Kerr, and a lucky goal. Blas Perez didn't even touch it, but he'll go and celebrate. Panama now up 2-0.
Well, he's holding his arms up in the sky. He says, I didn't have anything to do with that goal. It's the delivery, play it in. And there it comes. It's the number 19. Alberto Quintero swings it in, and then a miscommunication, a deflection. Wes Morgan involved there. So take a look at the replay. For Dwayne Kerr, he had committed himself to come out of his spot to corral it. Here's a better look as the ball swung in, and it doesn't look like anyone gets a touch onto it.
Nobody.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just takes a bounce right in between Wes Morgan and the goalkeeper, Kerr. Kerr expecting Morgan to get a touch onto that one. Instead, he's going to ground, and the ball harmlessly just bounces right over him. And Blas Perez saying, I didn't have to do anything. Incredible.
When Alberto Quintero tells the story of that goal to his grandkids, it's going to be a spectacular strike from outside the box.
It's the most bizarre goal that he'll probably ever score, Gino. And right there, it's unfortunate for Jamaica as the ball bounces right in between the space where Kerr was diving and the defender, Wes Morgan, was lunging.
They just seem all kinds of out of whack right now. And for a team that had such a brilliant summer.
That's a terrible mistake, though. Consistently shooting themselves in the foot, this Jamaica side. At the back, they've hardly looked convincing here. They've been put constantly under pressure by this very impressive Panamanian side. Looking like they're playing at home. Here's another look at it. Oh, that is incredible. It's a terrible mistake at the back as Morgan just misjudges the flight of the ball, and Dwayne Kerr going to ground. He's assuming that the touch is going to come, and instead it just bounces right over and makes the goalkeeper look foolish. Well, Gino, we've seen two incredibly strange goals here today.
Well, the first one was impressive. The second one here is comical and tragic. Tragic if you're a Reggae Boys fan.
Oh, we've seen weirder things. That it's not like Panama are so solid at the back. They have shown holes wider than the Panama Canal in recent matches. So let's see if Jamaica are able to exploit it. More importantly, Gino, able to get any sort of fluidity in this match. That's what we've missed from these Reggae Boys. Just absolutely no ideas going forward. No cohesiveness, no game plan. They just haven't been able to consistently stay in Panama's half and keep them pinned down there.
I'll tell you the truth, Michelle. I haven't seen Giles Barnes in about a half hour.
It's not really his fault, though. It's all about the midfielder. Need to get those passes into either one of the two strikers, Barnes or Maddox, and put them in a good position.
Aaron Maddox has been starved as well. Remember, he scored in Jamaica's last 4 competitive contests. Has 2 goals already in qualifying. He's just nowhere to be found today. Jamaican midfield not doing its job. Panama looks solid. This also might just be one of those matches where, as a fan of Jamaica, you just throw your hands up after that last goal, and it's like, maybe tonight just isn't our night. A spectacular free kick, a folly of a goal, and there you are, down 2-0. Bill on the ball. Handled by the Jamaican defense. Kerr sends it back out to the wing. Kamar Lawrence, the Red Bulls youngster, feeds it back to Austin. And again, Jamaica has to retreat. Over the top, trying to use their speed now, but overshooting McAnuff on the play.
So many times, you know, they've been going for these long balls, Jamaica, rather than trying to play the simple ball short, looking for the options closer by. Instead, continually try to whip the ball forward, a bit panicky in possession.
kick restart for Jamaica. Play it short. Turn the ball over. Gomez. Out on the flank, Lawrence. Trying to keep in possession. Goes out of play. It'll stay with the Reggae Boys. Trying to get away from two defenders there from the Reggae Boys. Jamaica winning the possession back. And again, you'll want to tune in on Tuesday for some more CONCACAF action. New generation with the same goal, World Cup qualification. Join BN Sports Pitside, Trinidad and Tobago, and the USA. Join us as the road to Russia continues Tuesday, November 17th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, Jamaica trying to come forward. Brilliant job of defense, though, from Panama. And again, Canaleros finding their way out of trouble.
All credit as well, Gino, to Hernandario Gomez, the Panamanian coach. Knows CONCACAF inside out, the Colombian. Also managed Colombia. Very strict, disciplinarian sort of coach. And right now we've seen perhaps his style on this team. The way they've played, very organized. For the most part, apart from 2 turnovers that gave Jamaica short field temporarily. But I think overall, this Panama side looks very composed, very balanced as well.
They look in complete control here on the road, and it's fairly impressive, to tell you the truth.
Maybe Jamaica also missing Winnie Schaefer barking out the instructions on the touchline.
Has been a rather stoic, motionless Miguel Coley there. And Maddox trying to make something happen there, but too many defenders in the way.
Still plenty of time to get a point. Need to commit more to the attack. Send these balls in. Allow Maddox and Giles Barnes to have something to feast on. 30 minutes is plenty of time. We've seen far stranger things in football.
Now at the hour mark, still 2-0 to Panama. Kamar Lawrence clears this one up the pitch. Brought down by Barnes, who gets a touch to it and heads up the pitch. McAnuff gets it back out to Barnes. They want to keep going forward, Jamaica, but running out of options as they go forward. McAnuff thought there should have been a foul called. Out of play. Trying the best he can, Maddox. And now a change, the first of the match for Jamaica. So Donaldson will come on in place of Maddox, who just hasn't been on his game tonight. Again, not really receiving all that good a service, but nonetheless, a change is going to have to be made.
That's a good player coming in, Gino. With plenty of experience and just trying to give a fresh introduction. As you can hear the reception right now from the crowd here in Kingston booing. It's going to be Donaldson, the man to come on, the number 8.
First cap for Jamaica is from Birmingham City FC, 31 years of age, Clayton Donaldson.
He's been all over. Birmingham, pretty good goal ratio, but Brentford is really started to make his name in the lower divisions of English football. Playing in the championship. He's really bounced all over. He was born in Bradford in England. Hull City youth player, and he's really bounced around throughout his career in that pyramid of English football. Harrogate Town, Scarborough, Halifax Town, Harrogate Town, York City, and then he went on to climb the leagues, Crewe Alexandra, Brentford, and finally Birmingham City. So he's really been a journeyman and a great opportunity for Donaldson.
He's gotten into the mix early on here. He's immediately the target man for the Reggae Boys. Mariapa turning this around. Can't get back to the ball, though. Still stays with the Reggae Boys. Already see Donaldson working his way into position there at the top of the Jamaican formation. Had a chance to put a play on that one, but Pimentel was there. First time in 5 matches that Darren Maddox doesn't score for the Reggae Boys. They just haven't had anything going tonight. And maybe you're right, Mateo. Maybe Winfred Schaefer on the sidelines has an effect.
Well, Gino, where's that incisive pass into the final third? They haven't kept it on the ground, just constantly booting the ball up in the air, but it's not giving the strikers much to really feast on. We haven't seen any combinations, any 1-2s, or passing around the box, trying to build the possession, get a touch, and try to send the player through on goal.
And so now a free kick opportunity here for the Reggae Boys. Starting to get a little late. Sizing it up McCleary. It's going too high. Just out of play. And the crowd not happy.
And they have every right to be. You have everybody up. It's a good opportunity. Get those big center backs up. Try to get a header on goal. And instead, can't even keep the set piece in the pitch. Really frustrating night for the Reggae Boys. And it took about 60 minutes. But now the whistle's growing more and more rampant here at the National Stadium.
Watson thought he had come away with possession here. The FC Dallas midfielder called for a handball. Having a heated debate there with Robert Orozco, the official. Kept in play. Quintero tries to get it forward for Las Perez, gets it back. Turned over and then an immediate foul. The Reggae Boys trying to keep the pace up. Mariapa can't play it forward. That one looked like it easily could have gone the other way. Donaldson trying to win possession for Jamaica, but instead it goes back over to Panama. Things started to grind to a halt here at Independence Park. Rare bad ball from Panama. Morgan wants to do what he can to get rid of the ball. And again, the Reggae Boys lose possession. Armando Cooper gives it right back. Rudy Austin trying to stay on the ball. Eventually gets fouled by Blas Perez. Cleared away by the captain Boloy. wonder if recent events might still be in the head of the Jamaican players. They did cancel a training session on Thursday. Word is it was about unpaid wages. At a closed-door meeting with the president of the Jamaican Federation. That appears to have been sorted out. Perhaps the player's not thinking entirely about football as this one's deflected out of play. It will be a corner kick.
Well, at least now they are bringing more and more players up the pitch. But still, it's a low percentage shot from that distance. Drifting away from goal. Trying to create anything is Chubby McAnuff. Going for glory there, but nowhere near.
Austin keeps it going, gets it out wide. McAnuff settles it, scoops it in over the top. Battle to get to the ball, but goalkeeper's going to win out here, and Calderon covers it up.
Well, that not far off and was onside, but ball had a little bit too much weight behind it, allowed the goalkeeper to come out. And Calderon does just that, has plenty of time to react to the ball and go and grab it from the air. It's hanging in the air quite a bit. It's never going to trouble Panama.
Look at the road ahead for these two sides. After this, Jamaica will travel to Haiti, and that'll be on Tuesday. And then March of next year, as we have a change here for Jamaica. Jamaica will be at home and play in Costa Rica. Aldous Powell, the 21-year-old from the Portland Timbers, comes on. Another one of the players brought in from a MLS playoff side.
Just trying to do anything to get new legs there in the center of the pitch where they've been so stagnant in Jamaica. Didn't see too much from Gareth McCleary, 28-year-old who plays at Reading.
Powell comes on, having earned 21 caps for Jamaica. Already made his debut back in December of 2012. This one shot. It was wide of the post.
Like a striker would, Gino. Blas Perez always screaming for the ball, even though he was marked there, had two defenders in front of him, and it's the midfielder Valentin Pimentel going for goal. Nowhere near, but ambitious attempt from Pimentel, who certainly looked like he has plenty of confidence here today. Doesn't even have 10 caps yet, but it looks like one for the future, Pimentel. I'm sure the Mr. Hernan Gomez is going to continue giving Pimentel some chances in the starting 11.
Pimentel lays into Rudy Austin.
He's a big presence, isn't he? He's been involved throughout the pitch. We've seen him out wide, drift back into the midfield, come forward and try to link up with the forward.
Harmlessly back to the keeper, Calderon in net. We talked about Jamaica's path here in the early going. For Panama, after this, they'll play Costa Rica at home. That'll be on Tuesday. And then in March, they'll travel to Haiti. And turn around and host Haiti on Tuesday after that. It's hard to pick two teams to come out of this group. Although right now it's looking like Panama looking the better between these two sides. As Gomez puts this one out of play. Frustration starting to show on these Jamaican players. Miguel Coley coming up short on answers. got a touch to it. Mariapa now. Forward into the midfield. Watson gets it forward. And well for him. Onside. An attempted shot there from Watson. Misses completely. Kamar Lawrence feeds it back in. Loose ball. It rolls harmlessly to Calderon.
That was a bit better, but I'm wondering if Giles Barnes should have tried to split the two defenders with that initial pass, that through ball, but instead he stays to the outside, and it means that Powell gets closed down, and he just has to try to cross it in rather than cutting inside into the box. So another potentially dangerous attack stymied by the visitors. And I think it all has to do with that final ball into the final third. That's what's really evaded Jamaica, that quality, that final ball to really pick your spot, and that incisive through ball to get one of the strikers into a really good one-on-one situation. We just haven't seen any of it. And all credit to the way Panama has closed down defensively. They've looked pretty organized when they are on the back foot. The midfielders have worked very hard, and these supporters that have traveled, they deserve to dance and really party if this result holds, because this Panama side has been so impressive. Going to Kingston and getting this sort of result. I know there's still plenty of time, but we haven't seen any indication that Jamaica are going to crawl their way back in this one. Look at them, Gino. It's already a party here in Kingston, but not for the Jamaicans.
They can feel it in the crowd, but it's the Panamanian fans feeling it. That's not good. Armando Cooper being taken off on a stretcher, strapped down.
That strap looked rather tight. Even he's complaining, saying loosen it up. Being arrested.
Ball's put out of play.
Just like that, it looks like he's coming back in, so maybe a bit overly dramatic with that tight strap.
Maybe that's just protocol. I've never seen it before. Barnes tries to feed this one into the box, put out of play by the defender, though, Richard Dixon. He's 23 years old, out of Chorillo. Back enough. Going to send this one in. Goes to the penalty spot. Swing and a miss there from Rudy Austin. Chance to go forward for Panama. All of a sudden they have numbers. Cooper.
Poor ball.
Tries to get it forward for Blas Perez.
What a great opportunity that was on the counterattack. It was a 3-on-1, and the ball just too short to really release one of those two options forward.
McAnuff sends this one low to the ground into the 18-yard box.
That is a poor ball, though. Should have done so much better with that attempt. That really could have been an easy counterattack to get a third and final goal to nail that coffin in.
Now Pimentel and Wes Morgan get tangled up. Both players going for the ball here. Both players showing studs. Here's another look.
See, here is just a really tough challenge. Pimentel and Morgan both sticking a boot in, and here's a better look at it. Yeah, that is a crunching challenge between two men, a 50-50, and both players feeling the side effects after that one. Pimentel, maybe more so, but looks like he'll be fine. Gino, I see you squirming over there. Are you all right?
That was a hard one. Yellow card for Pimentel. Didn't see whether or not Wes Morgan got one, too.
He's used to that kind of challenge. Wes Morgan, Premier League experience. He bangs bodies with some of the best and most physical number 9s in European football. What a season he's having. Leicester City, more importantly, so close to the top of the table. Who could have predicted that? Incredible.
Well, there's Pimentel's booking. Alvis Powell tried to send one into the box there for Jamaica, but he's turned over. Blas Perez gets it over to Cooper. Godoy sends it out wide. Gabriel Gomez gets a touch to it. The ball is going to stay with Panama. Hasn't seen much of the ball, Clayton Donaldson, but that's been the case with all of the Jamaican forwards tonight. Cooper scored the first goal of the night for Panama on a brilliant free kick. Now a chance for Los Canaleros into the 18-yard box, squared by Alberto Quintero. Put out of play, though, leads to a corner kick. No, not a corner kick. Quick throw in. Again, Alvis Powell involved. Will put this back into play. Down to about 12 minutes remaining in regulation time here at Independence Park. Trying to find Donaldson there. Too many defenders in the area, though. Going to go against Blas Perez. Nice play there from Powell. Has his feet taken out from underneath him, though. I've made some good plays since coming onto the pitch. Very aggressive out there at the right back spot.
That's what he was brought in to do, to inject some energy into that midfield. They're so stagnant. Opening 70 minutes or so of this match. Now this is a real good opportunity once again. All the big men forward. This is the biggest strength for Jamaica, their aerial game. But you need that right kind of service in. So far it's been mostly abysmal coming in from these set pieces. Can he put it into a good position?
McAnuff feeds it in,
great
far
ball.
Post, headed on and just wide of the post.
A lot better there, going for the far post, had plenty of options, and it's the biggest man on the pitch, Wes Morgan there. And he's well covered, but somehow, it looks like he got the touch, but then the deflection coming off of, was it Blas Perez? Either way, another chance for Jamaica.
Sent in again, this one considerably worse on the service. Loose ball. And a chance here for Panama. Nope, snuffed out. Powell tries to feed it back into the box. A little bit too hasty. And a good job by Austin to make sure that Panama doesn't break out. Inside of 10 minutes now. Panama would like nothing more than to keep this at 2-0. Take this 3 points with them. McAnuff into the box. Powell trying to get the angle right, trying to shoot from the outside of his foot. No luck.
How difficult was that ball going across his body from that angle, and he tries to get it on the right foot. Basically cutting through it to get that effect that it's curling to the inside, looking for that top corner. Would have been a sensational strike.
Forwards have been starved tonight for Panama. Those two really lacking the service that it takes for them to be effective. We've seen Barnes get on the ball a few times in the second half, but most of those times are when he's had to drop back into the midfield. Donaldson has stayed up top pretty much since coming on. Hasn't seen much service, though. Panama trying to break out here. Got numbers. 4-on-3. Out wide, Pimentel pokes it back toward the inside. Quintero sends it across the formation. Aceto, a shot, no, another shot. Armando Cooper, twisting, turning. Blas Perez tries to go, can't get it right.
It's been brilliant here today. Armando Cooper, so tricky there. Gets in between defenders, finds Blas Perez, who is constantly screaming for the ball, just wants to be put in a position to score as well, wants to get in on the party, and they're just not quick enough to release that shot and gets the close down, deflection off the Jamaican defender.
Javon Watson will come off. Dever Orgil will come on. 25 years of age, making his third appearance for the national team. Yet another forward brought on to try and break this scoreless drought for the Reggae Boys. Jose Calderon punches this one away. Not enough. Cuts inside. Gets it forward. Loose ball inside the 18. But out of play on the Panamanian defender. And it looks like the Reggae Boys will keep the pace up here. A player trying to come on for Panama. I'm at the fourth official. Right now the Reggae Boys just trying to keep the pressure on. Mariapa can't get to it. Austin on the ball now. Has a go from well outside the 18. And well off on the shot.
It's a very ambitious hit from that distance. Oh, short. Trying to find a better option. You're not going to score from that position, are you? And again, I said that right before the free kick from Cooper, and that went in, so maybe I should stay quiet. Either way, that's been really the story for Jamaica. These low percentage shots, they haven't looked for that extra pass, and when they have it just hasn't been accurate enough, Gino. He's coming off now, Cooper. He was brilliant today. An excellent, excellent goal. A world-class set piece. He's tricky when he was in possession, going by multiple defenders, and maybe Enriquez, the number 21, to come in, fresh legs. Worked so hard, Cooper, even in his defensive work, tracking back to the midfield. It was a team effort from Panama to keep Jamaica off the scoreboard and keep them from creating much of anything.
Amilcar Enriquez comes on, 32 years of age, plays for America de Cali, making his 69th appearance for Panama. Also coming onto the pitch, Abdul Arroyo. Arroyo comes on to provide some help at the top of the formation for Blas Perez. 21 years of age. Another member of Árabe Unido, making his 9th appearance for Panama. The veteran celebrated a goal that wasn't his. Didn't take credit. Pimentel into the 18-yard box. Panama with a chance here. Snuffed out, though. Good job by Wes Morgan. And a long boot up the park. Balls for Gabriel Gomez. And a foul. Going to keep the ball with Panama. There you saw again Giles Barnes having to drop deep into the midfield to get any kind of a touch on the ball.
It's been starved of service. That's all he's been able to do, and since the opening whistle, I saw Giles Barnes being the striker. Out of him and Darren Maddox, he'd be the one that would come back to the midfield and try to get possession, get on the ball, even try to create for Maddox, who didn't see much of anything coming his way until he was substituted off.
Another hard foul here. Make a running short on time. Another quick restart here. Everyone sent forward. The heck of a boot. Into the 18-yard box. Foul is called on Wes Morgan. Big defender trying to get into the mix. Trying to put one on goal, but no luck.
So physical, isn't he? But such a big man that even the slightest contact will send the opposition sprawling. That time was a foul there as you see the forearm going up, elbow right into the rib cage of Felipe Baloy. Trying to just move him so that ball could squirt through. It's a correct decision once again.
In the midst of the international break now, but you've got to be wondering if you're a fan of European soccer. When are we going to see Real Madrid and Barcelona go at it? Well, it's coming your way. Resurgent Ronaldo and a mended Messi could make for a classical next weekend. The Blaugrana beat the Merengues in the latest battle of the Bernabeu. Get the views of Dutch legend Patrick Kluivert and Spanish champion league winner Luis Garcia live and direct on beIN Sports. That coming your way Saturday, November 21st. Classico on beIN Sports.
So many great games coming up on the channel between USA and Trinidad and Mexico taking on Honduras, and then of course El Clasico. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Battling it out still here at Independence Park. 2-0 the score to the away side. Jamaica looking like a frustrated side here. We'll have some changes to make before Tuesday, no doubt.
Just a little bit of extra there from Wes Morgan on Perez. There it is. Showing him his presence, but Wes Perez won't care. All that matters to him is this result. The veteran leading the line. He's constantly provided a threat. He's been able to suck away the attention from the defenders and allow spaces for some of his teammates. Always draws plenty of attention anytime he's inside the box.
Going forward again, Panama. Good job by the defender that time, though. It's Powell. Has it now, trying to decide what to do with it. Barnes all the way back with the defenders. 4 minutes to be added on for stoppages. We're going to fight to get back to the ball here. Here's the signal from the fourth official. And again, Kerr boots it up the pitch. Enough. That's Powell streaking down the right-hand side. Into the 18-yard box. The Reggae Boys. The turnaround shot. Oh. This one almost finds the near post. Number of chances there in front of net.
There it is. First the shot coming in, the deflection. Here it is. And it's from another strange position. You didn't think that the goalkeeper would have much problem from there, and then goes clattering into Clayton Donaldson. Yeah, there it is. It's Donaldson going for the ball. I thought that could have easily been awarded as a penalty, Gino. Clayton Donaldson in a pretty good position to try to get on the ball and just redirect it back towards the center of the box, and the goalkeeper there. Looks like he got first the ankle as he was reaching across, trying to parry the ball away out of bounds, and instead he got a lot of Donaldson.
Could it have been offsides?
Well, it didn't look like it from there.
Foul from behind here.
By the way, it's a bit questionable the control from Jose Calderon. Thought he'd be able to hold on to that one rather than parry it wide. It looked like that, too much pace behind it. Was on his own post. Didn't have to move too much to get to it.
Hector from Reading sends this one into the box, and it finds the hand of the goalkeeper at least.
Oh, that's what we've been waiting for this entire match. A fine set-piece delivery right into the heart of the box.
Jill on that shot.
Oh, Jill just getting that header. Looks like it would have clanged off the crossbar, but not taking any chances. The goalkeeper Calderon.
And back toward the goal. Ball is settled. Powell gets it wide. McAnuff scoops it back into the mixer, headed toward goal again, and this one is just high.
Oh, they're saving all these great balls into the box for the final minute of the match. Once again, 2 fine deliveries back to back, finally giving the big men a chance.
Roberto Chen getting set to come on now for Panama. Chen, who plays for Linense in Spain. 21 years of age. This is 11th cap for the national side. Coming off is Gabriel Gomez. Gomez had a solid match. And there's the change, the final change of the match for Panama. Now all 6 changes have been made, 3 for each side. Not more of a time-wasting thing than anything. Here's another look at that last header.
Just slightly high above the crossbar. 2 good attempts, though, in the final stages of the match from Jamaica. We've been waiting for that all game long.
Jamaica travels to play Haiti on Tuesday.
Looks like this will be the final kick of the match, and everyone getting forward, but too little, too late.
Panama will be at home to Costa Rica. Again, both those matches can be seen here on beIN Sports as the CONCACAF qualifiers continue. 2-0 the final score. Panama goes into Independence Park in Kingston. Does the job. A free kick goal and one of the stranger crosses that finds its way to the back of the net. You'll see 2-0 to the Canaleros.
What a win for Panama, but more importantly, a deserved win. 2-0. Didn't see much from Jamaica. Unconvincing. And Panama look like quite a scary side right now in group.
For Mateo Benetti, I'm Gino Fuentes. Thank you for joining us. Panama wins 2-0 on the road in Independence Park.